Welcome back to Julie's Wreath Boutique. I know we've made sunflower wreaths before, but have we made a wreath with this wreath frame? This is a brand new wreath frame that's out on the market by Wreaths of Joy LLC, and I'm going to use it in this tutorial. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. I'm going to show you how to use it and make a beautiful wreath and let you know if I'll use it again. So stay tuned and let's make a wreath together. Hey there. So this is about a new wreath form. We're going to make a flower wreath with it. We're going to give it a try, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion. This is a wreath form that you can get at Wreaths of Joy LLC. And on your first order, if you use Julie's 10, you can use, hopefully I got that right. I'll put it on the screen. Whatever's on the screen is the coupon code. You know how I am. But listen, you can get 10% off your order. And I'm going to tell you what I think about this wreath. And Ronnie sent these to me and I'm like, okay, I'm intrigued. I've got to try this. So let's get to it. We're going to use some yellow poly burlap, and we're going to use, this is an old poly burlap, and they had discontinued it, but there is a newer one that doesn't look exactly like this, but it has the same colors. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to bring this back out because when I made this with this years ago, you guys went nuts for it. So I will find out if Ronnie has it or if any of the other vendors that I work with have it, and we'll list it down in the description box below. I'm just going to use a simple sunflower center, but again, I have centers on a video. You guys can watch and make any center you want for this wreath, but we want to give this a try and let's see how this works. All right, you guys, if you've been watching for any amount of time, you know the drill. You're going to cut your poly burlap with a wood burner at 10 inches wide, okay? So you can hear I can hear my elephants, but so I'm just going to cut it. This is on a glass cutting board. And this rotary mat is so super helpful. I will leave a link for this rotary mat in the description below, as well as my Amazon storefront is where I get a lot of my supplies, or my tools, I should say. And everything favorite about life in general, even from the makeup I wear to the hair products that I use to the things I decorate my home with, it's in my Amazon storefront if you want to check it out. So I'm going to cut some yellow, and I'm not sure how many we're going to use. I want to say we're going to probably use about 25, and then I cut about 15 of these. So we will be right back and we'll start putting our wreath together. All right, so before we get started on all of this, let me grab my scissors over here. And we are going to get this little sunflower center all prepped. I'm going to just tear out the little center there. And for this, we are going to take a piece of wire. I'm going to put it down. You've probably seen me do this many times. I take two floral pens. I go down. I take some glue, put some on a piece of felt. And for added measure, I take these little T-pens. You can use regular pens, whatever you have on hand. But this is what I have on hand. I have these in my Amazon storefront. And we put them in there. Oops, got the glue on my finger. Not good. All right. And let that sit up and it's ready to go. All right, so now that's ready. So let's put our flower together. Okay, so now it's wreath making time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our wreath and we're gonna start with the yellow. And we're gonna do the basic single fold petal, okay? So we're just going to take it and go over like this, all right? I'll step you through that one more time. I'm going to put this in between the first bar and the second bar. And then I'm going to take a zip tie and I'm going to attach it like so. Now, this is a little different. Let's see, does this have four sections. So we're going to have to treat it a little different, which is fine. I think we're going to get a little bit more volume with this wreath as well. So I'm going to just start by going around the wreath and seeing how many will fill up each section. So you take your curved part, curl part up, you meet in the middle, and then you just gather it, you flip it over, and you take the left side and you go over the right side. And then this way it makes two nice pieces right there. So I'm just gonna slide that under there, and I'm just going to attach it like so. So let's keep going and see how many we need to do one section. Another tip is finish side on the top, finish side on the bottom when you're doing this. Okay. I'm already enjoying the volume that this is bringing to my wreath. Come on, zip tie. What's the deal? Doesn't want to work well. So I'm going to kind of space them out. We're going to just see how many we need here. Do another one. I cut with the intention of putting 15 because genuinely, that is not a word, Julie. Generally, we use about 15 petals, I believe, on the first row. So as you can see, we're doing this a little differently too because we're on that outer bar. Okay. Let's see what one more does, what that looks like. So if we put 4 per section, that would be 16 petals. So that really should be enough. Oops, let's move this out of the way. Okay, so just keep going around and plan on 4 petals per section, which would be 4 times 4 is 16, right? Yeah, that's right. And then we'll go to the next step. Okay, so we have row 1, which was 16 petals, and now we're going to do row 2, and that's where we're going to add our really pretty mesh. Okay, this is not the same. I think it's a little different, but it's very similar. I'll try to find a link for you and leave it in the description box below. So basically what we want to do now is kind of go in between our spaces. So you're going to do the same exact, we're keeping this pretty simple tonight. We're going to do the same exact petal that we just did because I really feel like this will create a really good volume in the wreath. So let's do this. You're going to put the petal down in there and then you're going to attach it. Okay. All right. That looks good. So I'm going to keep putting these on. Let's just go ahead. Let's do it this way. I put this on first. Okay. Move that over. And we'll see how many we need of this. And then we can kind of move it over if we need to. Oops. I'll lay the first 2 that you put up might be a little bit of a struggle, but then you've got something to lay your zip tie against. And another tip is before you start, you want to maybe put a piece of felt down and trace out. I have more of these frames, so I can still, trace out one, but I'm going to trace out a piece of felt to put on the back so we can attach it. Again, just put your zip tie right there. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy, as my little girl used to say. She doesn't really say it. She's 11 now. She's a tween. But when she was little, that was her favorite saying. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, mommy. I know. But anyways, so are you guys getting ready for summer? I'm kind of excited. You know why I'm excited about this summer is I'm not moving. Not moving this summer. Last summer, holy cow, it was such a busy summer that it just, oh my word, we bought a house we put an offer in on a house on Memorial Day. We were in escrow a couple of days later, and then we closed a month later. And then we started, doing everything like packing and building the studio down here and all that good stuff. And oh my goodness, we are at the end. It's like all the little finishing touches that need to be done now. So as you can see, we got a section done, and it's going to be about the same amount, probably 16 petals on here too, but I'm going to finish this up and I'll be right back. All right, so we're back to finish the last petal on this new wreath frame. I'm pretty excited about this part. So what we're gonna do is we need to put that center in the middle. So what do we need to do? We need to make sure that wherever we connect these, that this will cover it, okay? So when I look here and I kind of center it, I know I need to make sure that my zip ties are around this point. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my zip tie here, I'm gonna put it in the grid. Oops, let me pick it up. And I'm just gonna lay it and set it up. Okay, so it's ready to go. I'm gonna do the same exact thing. So this wreath will be easy for you to make. You can get these from Wreaths of Joy LLC. I will have the link in the comments, but make sure you use the coupon code Julie's10, okay? I believe that's right. I hope I have that right. You'll get 10% off your order. So, hey, that's a great deal. So we wanna make sure that we put enough of these on, that they're close enough together that we cover all of this. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep these pretty close together, and I'll tell you how many we actually put on this wreath. So if I'm doing one there, I'm gonna do maybe one right here. Let's see how close that is together. And I love the poly burlap. If you're wondering, okay, Julie, is there something I can spray on my poly burlap wreath? Yes. It is Rust-Oleum Clear Acrylic Spray. Let me go, you know what? I'm gonna go grab a bottle of that because I found that I had a bottle so that I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. You can find it like at Walmart or your local Target or wherever they sell spray paint, Home Depot, any place like that. And it says here, it's the 2X Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch. Seals, protects, and revitalizes. I use the satin, but here, right here, it says UV resistant. That is key, okay? If it doesn't say UV resistant, I don't think it's gonna really help. What I can tell you is when you are making a wreath, okay, and you put it on your door, the way that your door faces makes a difference. So my sister-in-law and brother had their door facing, let's see, it faced it, let me think, what did it face? It was either due west or due east. So it was where the sun rose. So the sun was really bright on their house. And so I remember making them a flower wreath, and literally within a couple weeks, her wreath was completely faded. So I said, okay, let me make you another one, and we're gonna make sure we spray it with this and see how it does. And I did that, and it probably lasted a couple of months, but at least it lasted longer than the first one. So my whole point is that the sun will disintegrate any type of wreath. It will fade. If you have your door facing a particular way, you need to realize that. So that does help. I've not tried this. I think you could try it on some flowers, but I would test it like florals and stuff. But I've also used what was it called? It was like a sun patio, what you would spray on your cushions for outside. And I can't think of the name. It's been so long since I bought a bottle of that. But you can use that too. But this will help with the fading. Will it take it all away? No, because the sun is stronger than any product that we can buy, but it'll let your flowers last a little bit longer. So anyway, so I'm going to just go all the way around and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're finished with the petals. Let's go over how many petals we used. We used 16 on the first and the second layer, and we used 11 on the middle layer, okay? So now we're gonna take our center that we already prepped, and you're just gonna use the grid that this frame already provides, and I'm gonna go right through it. So, oh, isn't that pretty? It's gorgeous. Now, I'm gonna give you a very honest opinion here. I'm not doing this because I've been told to do this, but I like this frame. I like this frame because the way that this is more of a dome-shaped wreath frame than the typical flat one that I use, like it has some dimension to it. This gives a little bit more volume to your flower, okay? And so when you're looking at it from the side, I'm gonna kind of put it up, you know, it gives you a nice kind of 3D effect. And I love the center grid. I found this very easy to use, and as you can see, my pieces kind of went in really easily, and to me, it seemed like it was easier to keep centered. So I cut a piece of felt, and all I'm going to do is, and then I put some holes in it. Yes, I have like a rotary edge or a scalloped edge. I have these in my Amazon storefront, yeah. but you can see this. I don't know if who remembers me always doing them like that. I mean, it's been a while since I've done one like this, but I just found my rotary cutter that has that. So I'm just going to, you can do this one of two ways. You can go underneath or you can go on top. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to just put this on in the little holes that I have here. And if you're wondering, Julie, how am I going to hang it? You're literally going to hang it from any part of the wreath frame. You don't need to make a hook for this. The wreath frame itself is the strongest part, and that's where you should be hanging your wreath, okay? So I'm going to just do this. All right, so if you made it this far in the video, number one, thank you for watching. Number two, leave me a sunflower emoji in the comments. Now, I just really wanted to quickly show you, they have 3 different sizes. This is the 14-inch, and what I like about this one is when we use like the Dollar Tree frame and you can never see the middle and you put a sign, you've already got a great place to put your sign at. And then they have, again, the 10-inch, which is what we use today. My words are hard. And then they have an 8-inch if you want to do this. You can do the same flower on either one of these frames. The only thing that I would suggest that if you did it on this frame, you're going to do 2 rows of the petals on this frame. And then on this one, I would probably just recommend doing 2 rows total. So 4 rows for this, 3 rows and 2 rows. Less petals, of course, same size cut, but have fun. So go to the link in my bio, make sure you use my coupon code to get 10% off, okay? But listen, I think this turned out beautifully. I love it. It's beautiful. If you didn't know, I do give away some of my wreaths and different things twice a month over on my email list. So if you're not on my email list, what are you waiting for? Okay, that's the only place that I give them away. And I even pay the shipping, guys, so don't worry about that. But anyways, I think this is great. Thanks, Ronnie, for sending me these. These are beautiful, and I'm really excited. I love the look and the volume of this wreath. So until next time, we'll see you in Julie's Wreath Boutique. Bye-bye.